Globally, I think Ukraine war can change. Former President Trump wins the election, becomes the president again. America can stop funding to Ukraine. President Trump is known as an anti-war president, and some Muslim associations have endorsed him and said that if he becomes the president, Middle East war will be ended. The election campaign in US is a long process. I mean, it started about a year and a half ago when the candidates have to go back to win the primary first. And then the process goes on. I mean, you have to win the states individually, and then there is Super Tuesday, and then so what I'm trying to say is it's a long process. And after the candidate wins the nomination, then it comes to conventions, and after that, it's debates. So the election process, campaigning process, has been going on for a very long time. But naturally, towards the end of the campaign, campaigns are putting more focus on issues that are important for their audience. Maybe in one state, it could be abortion. In another state, it could be immigration. In another state, it could be economy. So both candidates have focused the last few days of their campaign in swing states, addressing women's rights issues, abortion, right to abortion, immigration, economy, things like that. And today, if we want to see how the atmosphere is today, so of course this is the polling day. Both candidates and their campaigns are posting messages on social media, encouraging their voter base to go out and vote. And we've seen that close to, or maybe more than about 80 million eligible voters have voted already. This is a big number, close to half of the vote that was casted in 2020. So we talk about major issues again. Abortion is a major issue. It's so major that it is on the ballot paper of 10 states. Voters can decide in those 10 states whether they want the right of abortion to be included in the constitution of their state. It is such a big issue. And it is a big issue for women voters. When we look at the numbers, we look at the surveys are saying that most women voters are going towards Harris campaign or Harris bloc. Even women voters who have voted for Republican Party in the past, majority of that voter base is also going towards Democrats, because Democrats have campaigned on this issue. The second big issue is immigration again. So when we look at immigration, President Trump has discussed the issue of immigration at a length. I mean, he's talked about when he becomes the president, he said he's going to pass an executive order to basically deport all the illegal immigrants. He's going to send them to detention centers. He also said that if a illegal immigrant is involved in killing an American, he's going to try and bring a legislation of capital punishment for them. He also said that he's going to use a law that was created in 1790s to send back the immigrants. That law is basically about immigrants from enemy countries, because America was in war at that time. So immigration is a big issue for Republican voter base. President Trump has campaigned on this issue. And then economy. When we talk about economy, President Trump has a lead on the question of economy in comparison to Kamala Harris. But Kamala Harris, when she joined the campaign, when she was nominated by the party, she has narrowed that lead. It was like an 8 or 9 point lead when she started her campaign. And now that lead is between 2 and 4 points, depending on what state we're talking about. But when it comes to swing states, the states that are going to decide the candidate or the president of the United States, those states are very important today. Those states are going to decide who's going to be the next president of the US. And those are 7 states. Each state has almost a tie when it comes to popularity of the candidates. Some surveys say both candidates are 48 points. Some say that Harris is 1 point ahead of President Trump. But again, it's such a tight race. It's such a historical election that we're going to have to wait for a longer period to get all the results and to see who becomes the next president. The election process in America is way more different than the election process in other countries of the world. First of all, there is no election commission in United States. There is no central body in United States. Yes, there are regulations, but no central body. There are 50 states. Each state has hundreds of counties, and then under those counties, when we talk about combined uh, election process, under those counties, there are independent election offices. There are independent election officers. Each election office, each county compiles their own results and then sends it to media. So, like I said, no central body that will receive the results, and then that body will send the results to media or the concerning parties. So that's that. When it comes to irregularities, there was one incident that was reported yesterday in Oregon. There were three ballot boxes that were taken and burned, but those were only three ballot boxes. And people who had casted early vote, they were informed by the election authorities, by the county authorities, that your vote was destroyed and you can come back and vote again. So it's a very tiny number when we talk about a country with 3,500 population, and the people who are eligible to vote are close to about 280 million. So when we look at the irregularities, it seems it's impossible because the election process is so transparent. It's been vetted, it's been checked. The machines that take the ballot and count the ballot, those machines have been tested again and again. And authorities say that these machines are 99% accurate. For the country domestically, if we look at it, of course, Roe v. Wade is a big issue. Abortion is a big issue. If Kamala Harris becomes the president, of course, there will be a lot of push for a legal right of abortion. If Trump becomes the president, he has said that he's going to send this question to states. He says the states should decide whether they want this. They want to give this right to their population or no. Immigration is one more thing that can change. If President Trump becomes the president, former President Trump becomes the president, there will be very strict laws for immigration and visas. I mean, he has said that he's going to reinstate the ban on some countries, which was known as Muslim ban. He's going to reinstate that if he becomes the president. He also said that he's going to shut down the borders for illegal immigration. And I think I said previously that he has asked for the right of bringing back capital punishment for illegal immigrants who are involved in killing Americans. So, of course, that's another issue. If we look at what's going to happen globally, I think Ukraine war can change. If President Trump former President Trump wins the election, becomes the president again, America can stop funding to Ukraine. He has been against that war. He has been saying very openly that his first priority would be ending the war, not funding the war. If Kamala becomes the president, of course, the Ukraine policy will continue. But when it comes to Middle East, I think we cannot say what's going to happen because Kamala Harris has said that her priority would be ending the war, but she has said that Israel has the right to defend itself. President Trump is known as an anti-war president, and some Muslim associations have endorsed him and said that if he becomes the president, Middle East war will be ended. But if you look at the previous presidency of President Trump, he gave rights to Israel on disputed lands. If we talk about Golan Heights, which is a disputed land between Syria and Israel, he accepted, as American president, he made America accept the right of Israel on Golan Heights. There was also illegal occupation of Palestinian lands by Israeli settlers. U.S. accepted their right on those settlements. So, we can say that nothing major will change. Yes, Democrats will continue to say that we want to end this war, we want to end this conflict, but they will still continue supporting Israel, and so as Republicans.